Hello, guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, we will discuss a hot topic in the K-pop YouTube sphere, the debut of Babymonster, Batter Up. There's a lot to cover, so let's dive in. So I've got to tell you, I was super curious about this release. Not because I was holding my breath for an amazing song, but because I was intrigued to see what YG was going to do, especially after the crazy success of Blackpink. I mean, can you even imagine the kind of pressure the Babymonster girls and the whole crew are under to meet the sky-high expectations of the K-pop community? And let's not forget the rumors about Blackpink potentially leaving YG. You can bet they were crossing their fingers and toes, praying for Babymonster to blow up. Because if they don't, if they fail to hit the mark, no one is going to pay the bills, considering how much treasure flopped. So yeah, I was looking forward to this release, just to see what YG had up their sleeve. Before we really dive into the nitty-gritty of the release, I want to touch on the Aon Scandal and the whole situation about her temporary step back from group activities. For those of you out of the loop, it was announced a week or two ago that Aon will hit a pause on group activities due to some health stuff, at least for a little while. Now, we don't have much info to go on, but I just gotta put this out there, for those of you who think she was kicked out of the group because she dropped the N-bomb, you're seriously kidding yourselves. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying it would have been unfair if she was booted because of the N-word incident. I'm not black and it's not my place to speak on it. But if you honestly think that YG, a place that's no stranger to non-black trainees throwing around the N-word, would show the door to arguably the most popular member of Babymonster as a nod to a minority, you're delusional. She's likely making a comeback, and some of y'all are gonna be mad and disappointed once again. Let's discuss the title track, Batter Up. I want to touch on the teasers because, frankly, I wasn't anticipating much from YG, but these teasers left me disappointed. They were poor in quality. This was surprising, given how impressive YG's teasers have been in the recent past, especially the ones for Jisoo's Flower. So, I was expecting more than the girls doing random movements in a white room with basic editing. These teasers lowered my expectations for this release right off the bat. The Rami teaser, in particular, seemed poorly crafted and conceived. The bad quality of the teasers was also reflected in the music video, which I didn't enjoy either. We'll discuss that later. First of all, was I the only one thinking it was gonna drop tomorrow? Anyway, the song surprisingly isn't bad, but it's exactly what we all expected, right? Even though we all know one thing that will never change is that YG's girl groups will sound similar. Doing Girl Crush in 2023, the era of new jeans and soft Y2K music means flopping 100% unless you're Blackpink. So, deep down, I thought there was a small possibility they were going for something different than a Girl Crush title track, not gonna lie. I was wrong because the Blackpink and 21 influence were strong throughout. I'll be honest, it's not a song I'd purposely stream, but it's not one I'd skip 100% of the time it comes up. I'm definitely not the target audience because I'm not looking forward to hearing middle school students singing about how evil and badass they are. However, I think the average K-pop listener, especially if they're a fan of the genre, could enjoy it. The biggest musical problem is the chorus, unsurprisingly, which was empty. Now, I'm not necessarily a hater of empty choruses, but when every release from a specific agency is the same, it gets a little boring. But did we expect something better from YG? Not really, but did I have a small hope they weren't going for it again? Unfortunately, I was. Call me naive if you want. On the other hand, the raps, why did they kind of eat that? I know people are going to compare them to Jennie and Lisa or even CL, but let's be honest and compare Asa and Ruka to the 4th gen average rapper. They are way better, and I appreciated it. It was definitely what I liked the most about Batter Up. Now, one thing I completely hated was the music video. It literally looked like a video I could have seen on the Nugu promoters page. It felt really cheap, overall unoriginal and uninspired. Is it me, or did they reuse the set of Shutdown? If they did, it would make sense because the Shutdown MV was terrible too, and I hated it. There's a scene where Chiquita stands in front of a weird red and black square that genuinely made me laugh because of how poorly made it was. Even the styling, while not trash, felt cheap, and I had the impression that it was made without a single thought behind it. There was nothing original. They had to look like baddies, so let's give them a couple of red and black clothes and throw some chains for the culture. Overall, I'd say it's better than expected, but the bar was incredibly low for me to be honest. While I understand the choice of releasing exactly what we were all expecting from a YG girl group, I was hoping for something more, especially considering how talented the girls are. I didn't feel the absence of Aon too much, There wasn't a point where I thought, yeah, you could tell she was supposed to sing that part before getting kicked out, but it could be just me. Also, and that's the only comparison I'll make between them and Blackpink, Batter Up didn't feel as iconic as Whistle and Boombaya, but it could be that I am personally and emotionally attached to Blackpink and those songs in general. Take this as a very personal opinion. I am happy that they didn't make Chiquita rap and turn her into a mini Lisa as I was expecting, especially considering that YG admitted that he was hoping for her to be a second Lisa and as successful as her. The biggest flaw of this debut is the visual compartment, from the teasers to the MV and the styling of the girls. As I said before, very unoriginal, very uninspired. I am curious to see if they are going to use the Blackpink tactic with them too, and lock them in the YG dungeon and let them have a comeback once every 1/2 years. Okay, let me know what you think about this debut. Are you happy with this release? Do you think they'll make Girl Crush trendy once again? Did you find this release boring? Let me know in the comments below. I remind you that this is a small channel and every kind of support is appreciated, so consider subscribing and leaving a like. Bye bye.